Performers Pod is presented by Blue Movie PR. Your brand is more than just content, it's an experience. At Blue Movie PR, adult entertainment talent is supported with public relations that respect both the art and the person behind it. Led by Jim Steele, Blue Movie PR builds compelling narratives that connect performers with new audiences and help solidify long-term legacy. With a boutique talent first oriented approach and tiered pricing designed to meet creators at every stage of their career, Blue Movie PR is focused on entirely building your success. Let's tell your story together. Hello, welcome to a special AVN Week episode of the Performers Pod. I'm Chelsea Poe, and I'm here with 2026 AVN Award nominee Gray Perrier. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm so excited to talk to you. First off, I love your porn name. It's really fucking cool.
Thank you.
I'm assuming I pronounced it right. I'm assuming it's Perrier. I'm assuming you're not like being like, no, I want an American pronunciation, Perrier or
Yeah, no.
something.
It is not Perrier. My name is Gray Perrier. No, yeah, it's Perrier.
Okay, great.
Yeah, like the water.
Love that.
Yeah.
So first off, congrats. You're nominated for Best Trans Newcomer, which is like Best New Starlet, but for trans girls. Love that that
hmm
exists now. Um, yeah, I'm old. That did not used to exist. I'm so happy that there's like explicitly one for like all the new trans girls getting into the industry because like y'all deserve your own space, just like cis girls have, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it would honestly, and I think like the next step there is like we need to get trans men into this conversation
For
more.
sure. It's like really crazy to think that like a trans guy won, what is it now, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and
Yeah.
there's still not like a explicit like trans femme category and trans mass category. It's kind of really weird.
Yeah, like the trans men get almost like pigeonholed into like the gay VNs.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm almost waiting for like the trans VNs where they just totally separate us. And they're like, well, we'll
Yeah.
put them all over there.
I mean, it could eventually happen because AVN and GayVN were one thing until the 80s, and then the award shows started becoming too long, and they're like, okay, we need to break into two.
Yeah.
So it's possible. You're also up for Best Trans Performer, which these like massive trans categories, I'm up for Best Trans Streamer as well. And like when you look at the people who
Congratulations.
are up for it, it's crazy. Like Aubrey Kate, Emma Rose, Brittany Cade, Bailey J, like all these like gigantic names, you know?
Yeah, like for me to like even like with being on Best Trans Newcomer,
Hmm.
like I mean I started my porn career really in like March of
This recent.
2025. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, so I'm only like 9 months in. And so I was floored to be on that list this year. I was not expecting it. Um, and like it really was just like, I don't know, it was really like in one way validating to be like,
For sure.
I have been working my ass off and it's paid off. And I feel like really, really grateful to be like getting that kind of recognition already.
And you're also up for hottest trans collab too. I have to get all your nominations in
Thank
first,
you.
obviously. Um, but like, yeah, that first year in porn is so crazy because you're just start doing stuff and you're like, don't really know where it's going, and it kind of feels like a rocket at some points where you're just like, what's gonna come next?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and who knows if the rocket has steering, because I don't think it does.
I
Because
mean,
she's going and we're gonna figure out what happens. I'm on it. I'm riding the rocket. I am full on bear hugging this thing through space. And it's pretty cool.
so where are you based? Are you in like one of the big like porn hubs in like LA or Vegas?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And I travel to Vegas probably monthly, if not more. Like there was one time earlier this year, I think I drove to Vegas 5 times in 1 week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm a full-time student as well, and I miscalculated the number of classes I could skip and still pass the class
Hmm.
and girl math. And and so I realized I had made all these commitments in Vegas, and many of them were studios, and like I'm
Hmm.
going to reschedule that.
Yeah.
Um, and it's also important to me to like follow up with, and like be like show up for collabs, right? And like
Hmm.
be the girl who cancels.
For sure.
So I was driving back and forth. It was absolutely wild, but in the end, it was worth it. Like I got home at the end of it, I was exhausted, and I was just like, yeah, but I did that.
Yeah, that you're like trying to balance all this stuff. Also, like, I feel like your first year, like everything feels so big, kind of, because you're like,
Mhm.
okay, this is my first shoot in the city, or this is my first time doing this. Like, what kind of inspired you to get into porn?
Um, a lot of why I started doing porn was like I mean, I'm an exhibitionist.
Yeah,
I love being watched. I
feel
love
that.
Yeah, like I think at the end, like I think there's many of us that like we thrive on that level of attention.
Hmm.
Like I don't need to be the center of attention, but I do prefer it. Um, and so like there was this part I was an escort for years.
Hmm.
And then I took a break from that after some like pretty shitty experiences.
Hmm.
Wait, are we allowed to cuss?
Oh yeah, girl, say anything you want. Like, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Fuck shit down. Got that out of the
That
way.
would be crazy if I was like, there's no swearing, no being ungodly on
I
a like
know.
porn podcast.
Oh my God. I was on, real quick side note, I was on like my second like studio shoot.
Yeah.
It was a smaller studio, but we're like, fucking. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, fuck yes, fuck me harder. And I was like, the cameras are still rolling. I was like, wait, am I allowed to say fuck? And the director's like, oh, you're serious. Yes, this is porn. Like, this is not Nickelodeon. You can say fuck.
That's so funny.
Like the rating here is triple X. I was
It's literally porn, and you're like, but is swearing okay?
like, I know what I've seen on the internet, but can I do that? Um, but so I took a year off of like any kind of adult work to kind of like
Hmm.
group and recalibrate. And like right as I left the adult industry was right when I was starting the process of wanting to do porn and content creation.
Hmm.
And so that always kind of felt like an unchecked box, like something where
Yeah.
I know I would enjoy this. And so when I came back in like effectively a different part of the industry,
Hmm.
like I I had goals, I had desires, and I had like a vision of how I wanted to represent myself as a trans woman in the industry.
Yeah.
And like, so I mean, I really got into it because like I like using my body in a way that empowers other people who identify similarly to
Hell
me
yeah.
or are attracted to people like me.
Hmm.
They can be like, there's something about that one that like validates who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And because that's what a lot of porn has done for me is like
Yeah.
I've been like, oh, I'm really not that weird. I
For
am that.
sure.
But like,
Like, yeah. Yeah, I feel like when we started talking about even doing this interview, Susie Q came up and like she was like one of the people for
mm,
me when I'm like from the queer porn world, so like I was like, oh my God, she's a femme who's like doing BDSM and getting tied up and like all this crazy
mhm,
shit. And then I became friends with her
incredible.
and I'm like, oh my God, I have a poor older sister who I'm like, I see a way where I'm like, I can be gay but also be femme and like all that stuff, you
Period.
know? How old were you when you like got into porn and sex work in general?
Ooh, I was kind of a late bloomer. I first stepped into sex work when I was 31, 32.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then porn was, I mean, 34.
I'm honestly like talking to way to trans women who are getting into porn in their 30s and it's like starting to become more of a
Yeah.
normal thing, which I think is really fucking cool. Like that
I just
there's all these different experiences and it's not just girls who are like, I'm 18 years old. I'm gonna be a porn star now. Which more power to them. Like I wish I had that forethought when I was in high school, but I did not.
when I was 18, I hadn't had sex yet. Like
Mm.
I didn't have sex until I was married. I grew up like super Christian, super conservative, like Northern Midwest, small
Oh
town.
my God, same here. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm originally from Michigan. I'm from this really small town named Holland. That's like 2 hours north of Chicago.
oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm just across the lake. I'm Wisconsin.
Yeah. The crazy thing is I've like traveled around the world. I've never been to Wisconsin.
That's honestly though, it took me. I was like in my 20s when I made it to Michigan.
Yeah, it feels so like it's so weird to talk about this, but I'm like that lake makes it feel so far away where I'm like that's just like an ocean.
It's so far. And you have to go around it. And like I'm not gonna try and figure out the ferry.
Yeah, it's so much. And
Mm,
like if you take a car, it's like even more. And I'm always like, no, I'm not doing that. I love
no,
that this is hyper specific to like Milwaukee and like Muskegon, Michigan, that we're just,
right.
like talking
Mhm.
about this ferry. Um, but yeah, I can definitely relate to that like repressed Midwest thing where even when I started finding porn I was into, I was like, I'm into the craziest shit in comparison, you know?
Yeah. 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 No, I 100% feel that. Yeah. I
Were there
remember,
any Oh,
God.
were there any like performers or anything that really inspired you?
Um, my brain didn't really work that way.
Hmm.
So like I couldn't tell you any like porn performers that I watched.
Hmm.
I like even when it comes to like pop culture, like if you want me to name an actor, like I absolutely no clue. Um, so like when it comes to like porn, I've really spent like a lot more time trying to be like, okay, I need to remember names. I'm canonically horrible with names.
Hmm.
Um, much better with faces and vibes, which I think is kind of shitty to say, but like it's just like I've been spending a lot more time trying to remember names. So I actually really don't have a really like effective, like good answer to
Hmm.
who inspired me as much as like the style of porn that inspired me,
Hmm.
which was typically a lot darker. A lot of gay porn is what I mostly
Nice.
like watched and like still watch. I love gay porn. There's just like this realness and rawness about it. And I mean, I was a gay man for 10 years before
Mm.
transitioning, so like that was like easy to access for me. I mean, it's all easy, but like easy like mentally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it just made sense that that's what you would watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally get that.
hmm Um, yeah. So a lot of like gay porn, a lot of kink, a lot of like um CNC
Mm.
style sex, bondage, a lot of heavy impact, like just that really like rough primal.
More extreme stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I was also like very I mean, I had sex like when I was younger and stuff, but like I didn't really get it until like discovering BDSM and fetish. I feel like there's part of like the Midwestern repression where you just aren't around that much stuff like that. Where
hmm
like when I first started seeing fetish stuff, I just remember like it was so visceral, being like, oh my God, I don't know what this is, but like I'm interested. I like was on MySpace and I saw like a girl in a cage. I was like, how do I become that girl? I don't know how, but some way.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh my God, MySpace. Yeah. like getting turned down on what we were like raised to be like, this is super not what you're supposed to be turned on
Yeah.
about. Like I always wanted to be, oh my God. I always wanted to be like the damsel in distress.
Hmm.
Like, oh my God, I'm trapped, I'm chained to a wall, and I'm being tortured. Oh no. Like kind of like the classic like trans BDSM trope in Hellraiser.
Hmm.
I'm like, how do I get attached to those hooks and ripped apart?
Yeah.
Because and then like lick my own blood off the floor. Ugh. Um, please. Um, yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I feel that. I feel that. I like remember when I first discovered gangbang porn, I was like, oh my God, I want to do this, but my life will fall apart because like, especially in the Midwest back then, you see something extreme, you're like, oh my God, everything in your life's gonna fall apart. And then I saw like Sasha Grey do it, and then also like
Yeah.
write books and like talk about feminism and shit, where I was like, wait, I can be a person and do gangbangs and be okay with this. I love that. Okay, this is my thing.
I love that period.
Yeah.
I think that's really what I like. I think a lot of us in the industry realize, but like out of the industry is hard to sometimes grasp. I
Hmm.
feel more empowered in my body and my choices
For
than I've
sure.
ever felt. And like, especially in like well negotiated, consensual like scenes where I'll speak specifically from being a submissive because I switch between doming and subbing.
Hmm.
But like when there is a scene partner that I trust with my negotiation, with my boundaries, and I'm able to get into kind of like I don't want to say subspace. I don't get into subspace when I'm filming. But I'm able to get into like I guess like filming subspace and just really allow these like things to happen and use my body in the way that is empowering that
Hmm.
I like. Um, I haven't felt as empowered as like in this job as I have in the past.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting the subspace in porn because it is different than like actual subspace. And
Hmm.
like I've been doing BDSM for a long time in porn. It's like now, especially when I work with like newer doms to porn who've been pro doms for a while, where like in between the scenes they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" and trying to do all this stuff. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can just like kind of go in and out of subspace like with porn where I'm like, okay, I'm in this like extreme scene in that like crazy mind space, and then when it's cut it's like, oh yeah, how's it like your partner doing and stuff, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a Gatorade, I'm fine, I'm all good, you can torture me again, it's whatever. Do
Yeah.
you feel like you still have to like be a little bit more conscious still and be like, okay, I have to worry about camera angles, I have to worry about all these other things during the scene, or are you able to kind of turn that off?
When I'm filming, I don't turn it off. Like I want to be present. I want to be
Hmm.
um like a lot of porn is, we're in front of a camera, we're actors.
Yeah.
And when I go into subspace in my personal life, it presents a little differently.
Hmm.
Um, and not always in a way that I think is necessarily like entertaining to watch. Like it's great for like me and like me and a partner.
Hmm.
But it's less visually stunning, it's less visually engaging. Um, and so when I'm in like porn subspace, it's not that I'm not being true to myself, but it is a different like what not a Venn diagram, but a like a family tree,
Yeah.
the family tree of subspace.
Hmm.
Um, where it just presents like I'm a little more present, a little more like vocal. I mean, I'm always loud. I am like my neighbors, I swear to the universe, like bless them, because whenever I'm having sex, it is just a cacophony of sound. Um, so yeah, I stay aware as much as I can
Hmm.
of camera angles, of how I'm engaging with the dom, how I'm engaging with, the group of people,
Yeah.
especially if it's a group scene. Like group scenes are group scenes for a reason, and like it is about the group, not about the person.
Hmm.
So I try to stay really conscious of all of that, and I think like that's important to me.
Yeah, like going off of that, have you felt like what's going on mentally has changed for you from your first scene to now? So I feel like your first year, like you developed so much as a performer during that year because you're having these experiences that are so from like, oh my God, I've never done this before. Can I come on camera? Is my body able to perform under these? I mean, like, I love porn. I love the medium so much. That's also why I have this podcast because I just love talking about it for like unlimited amounts of time. But like it's uncomfortable on some level. You have strangers on set, you have someone who might be in the corner on their phone, you have lights on you, you're in a unknown place. Like there is an uncomfort to it. Have you felt yourself become slowly more and more comfortable after shoot? Like from shoot to shoot?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Um, so I think like coming at this from like two angles. One is like the collab world,
Hmm.
where well, I mean, I guess I'm even gonna rewind further. When I first got into porn, I was like, I'm just gonna be like, I'm such a good bottom. I'm like canonically a submissive bottom, and I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
just gonna be the best bottom there is.
Hell
And
yeah.
I quickly learned that as trans women, that is a difficult role to fill.
Hmm.
Um, if like you're really looking to, get more studio work, get more
Hmm.
like get more work.
Yeah,
Not impossible. And if you are a canonical bottom and you do not want a top, don't do it. Uh,
for real.
don't feel forced into it. Do not fast forward the next 10 minutes.
I'm
um,
like, yeah, it's a lot more work. You have to really trust in like your whole process and be like, okay, I'm gonna make this happen, you know?
yeah,
But it is definitely harder, especially early on.
it's so hard. Like, I mean, my first studio scene ever, I was a top.
Hmm.
I think my first two, I was a top. Excuse me. And then I got to bottom twice, and then I topped like three times. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get more work as a top
Hmm.
than as a bottom. Is this something I want to do, or is it not something I want to do? And I had to sit with that. Um, because I think like honestly, before porn, I topped, I think, seven times.
Mm.
Not including my like ex-wife when I was 20. Like that, like I don't even remember that sex, I'm gonna be honest. Like that doesn't count. But like when I had my sexual awakening when I was like 22, 23
Hmm.
until 31, I think it was like seven times.
Yeah.
And I was 100% on acid or mushrooms. So,
I love that.
but so this is so fascinating. I'm really excited that you asked this
Yeah.
question and that this is kind of the way it's going.
Hmm.
Um, because I I I learned that I could get more work as a top, and then I had to sit
Hmm.
with, is this work that I want? Is
Yeah.
this going to feel good for me and my body? Is this going to be good for me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And I was like, well, I'll only know if I try it out, right?
Hmm.
And so in order for me to perform, in order for me to get hard on set, almost entirely I need to use Trimix. Um,
Which is a pill or is that the injection?
Trimix is the injection.
Mm.
Yeah, so injecting my dick with meds to get just like a raging boner. For
Yeah.
anyone listening that doesn't know what it is.
It
Uh,
actually came up with so I feel like I exist in such a weird place where I'm so far out of mainstream trans porn world because I mostly shoot BDSM. Where
mhm.
I until I had Kayla Luna on last week for this, it's gonna be released the same week for AVN, and I didn't know people still did that in porn because when I was in more like the mainstream trans porn world, there were male performers who had to stop performing because it essentially like made their dick stop functioning at all.
The Trimix did.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
So I was like completely unaware until like two podcast episodes that people are still doing that.
Wow. No, I
And
didn't
that's
know
like
about that.
still a thing in porn. What's your experience with that like so far?
The very first time I took Trimix, I cried.
Yeah.
It hurt so bad. And the girl I was with, I was so grateful. Monique Miles, she is
Mm-hmm.
another trans girl. She was actually my first collab ever. And she was there for my first trimix shot and was just so wonderful in guiding me through the process. And like it hurt so bad. I like wasn't even able to like fuck her. I was like I was just so tender. And I had so much atrophy on
Oh,
my dick because I wasn't used to using it in that way.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I want to do this, I need to like retrain these muscles. And
Yeah.
like I'm not a huge masturbator. I think there's this trope that all porn stars are just like sex hungry fiends. Uh,
Yeah.
like I would much rather be like engaging in BDSM, etc.
Yeah.
But like when I'm home by myself, it's rare that I get horny, and maybe it's the estrogen. But
Mm-hmm.
I know like trans girls on so much estrogen that are just like raging like trans boys, and
Yeah. Who are so fucking horny all the time.
yeah. So I like put a reminder on my phone every day to literally like get hard, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I did that for like a month and a half. And then I would do like practice trimix injections where I'm just home and I'm like, well, let's just use trimix and then film a bunch of solos. So I could get used to that feeling
Mm-hmm.
and get my like dick ready to work. Um, and so I did that for a few months and it was really hard. It was really painful. It was really hard. Hey, it was really painful. Um, But now, not only is using Trimix really like pretty like easy breezy for me,
Mm-hmm.
literally a cover girl. No, not really. That was just a makeup joke. Um,
I
it's
mean, maybe future collab in the future. Who knows?
yeah, yeah, cover girl, I'm here. Um, I it not only like is like pretty like smooth sailing to use. I also like I'm not afraid of needles, whatever. I like needles being stuck in me. It I enjoy topping now.
Oh, really?
I do. Like and like topping men is like I love topping men.
Are you
Like
mostly into men or are you pretty like queer into all sorts of people or
sexually I'm pretty like just like into people,
nice.
but like romantically I'm into men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like I play with people of all genders, of all body types. But like if you were to put me in a room and be like pick one to, fuck or date, it would probably be it would be a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, cis man, trans man. I love fucking both of them.
Just the men.
Just boys in my face. Like I just want one boy here and one boy there, and
I
like my
love
dick
that for
can be in
you.
boy pussy, your dick can be in my pussy, and we can just have the little dick fest and
Hmm.
like T dicks, cis dicks, just like because then you can be squirted on, then you can be cum
Yeah.
on, you can be bred. Like there's just uh, uh, I like the boys.
Love that for you, girl. More for you, more for you. Um,
So to get back to kind of like to just finish up that question real
yeah.
quick. Um, so like my porn journey has really shifted
Hmm.
where at the start I was like, oh, I'm a bottom, I don't want a top to like now I'm very happy as a top and very happy as a bottom. In many ways, I'm kind of in my top era. And I'm
Hmm.
like just give me a body, let me put my dick in it, you know? That I mean that's like that's the vulgar way of saying it. But I've really like I've discovered part of this part that's part of me that I can
Yeah.
also attach to that Dom side of me. Um, and it just feels correct to have these two parts of me kind of merging. Because previously when I was a Dom, it's like I would tie someone up and then I would ride them.
Yeah.
Now now I have more options available to me. And I find personal enjoyment in that. And my fans find a lot of enjoyment in that.
Yeah, it seems like it's coming from like a really authentic place where I feel like there's a lot of trans girls who I talk to are like, I have to top for money. And that's like kind of the level, you know, where it seems like you've actually like really embraced this part of your sexuality and like really enjoying it as like an authentic part of yourself.
Yeah. And it was it thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's and it's not a part of myself that I ever thought would happen. And I'm here for it.
it's amazing. I think that's like a really magical thing about porn is it can really give people Um, sometimes a really safe place to explore these things. There's also sometimes unsafe practices that happen in this industry where people feel like they have to do these injections or have to do all these things that maybe they don't want to do, but like that you can find something that speaks to you. I think that's like really kind of the magical emotional part about porn that I really love, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I've like I think I said this, but like I really do feel more at home and more empowered in my body than I felt the last 4.5 years of my transition.
I mean, that's like the real win, no matter what happens during award season, that like you have that base now and you're feeling
Mhm.
that way. Like that's how you create a sustainable career moving forward, you know, if that's
Yeah,
something you want to do. That's
absolutely.
so special. I love that we got to that point before even have like the AVN related questions. I love that. I felt like that got very deep in a very good way.
It really did.
Yeah.
We went there.
Yeah. So this is your first award show season, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, technically I was at the AVNs last year.
Okay.
Technically, as in I was. Um, I had like 32 followers in my bank account and or Twitter
Yeah.
handle. You know what I mean.
I was like, okay, $32. I'm like, if that's also true too, I'm like, wow, girl, what a glow up.
Yeah, honestly, it's not far from the truth.
Yeah.
Last year financially was a rough place. Um, yeah, 32 followers in my bank, Twitter, whatever.
Yes.
Um, and I went to the AVNs. I hadn't filmed any collabs yet. I was just like this super fresh girl, and I
Hmm.
had the opportunity to help out at a booth called Fetish Only.
Okay.
And it's a new creator site that's per the name, it's for like fetish content creators.
Hmm.
And it's owned by Dominic Pacifico. And he just like he knew I wanted to get into content creation. He knew I was a dom. He knew I was like into fetish. And he's like, why don't you like join us at the booth? You can be our dominatrix and like just kind of get your feet wet. And I was so overwhelmed. Like you've been to the AVNs.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Especially your first like one is
Right.
just the scale of it. Like even now, I'm going into my 11th AVN and it's like
Wow.
still it's just like you go to Vegas and it's on everything. Every like cab has it on. There's billboards, there's like giant TV screens with AVN shit on it. It's like you can't escape it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And so then I'm there and I'm like, I don't, okay. I was because I mean I felt like massive imposter syndrome. It's like, oh, let me follow you
Mm-hmm.
on X. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have 32 followers. Um,
33 now.
period.
Yeah.
But yeah, so effectively this is my first show.
Hmm. Wow. When, like, what were you feeling and where were you when you found out you got nominated?
Um, I went to the nomination awards
Mm.
announcements. Um, which was a really fantastic time. It was like one of the first events where I'm like, oh, I know people here and they know me. And like
Oh.
it like, it's just like, oh okay, this is nice. Right. And it was hard to hear what was happening on stage. I don't know
Hmm.
if you were there, but it was tough to hear. So I left, and it was also pouring rain. Not that that affected the inside, but I just
Hmm.
remember it was pouring rain. I'm in open-toed like heels, like all the girls, and so we're just like sopping wet. And I left, and I'm driving home, and my best friend calls me. Because I think he texted I texted him that I was on the way home, and then he's like, "Were you nominated?" I was like, "I don't know, I couldn't hear anything." And I was like, "I'll just like look tomorrow when it's
Hmm.
up." And he called me 5 minutes later, and he's like, "Bitch, you're nominated for Best Trans Newcomer." And I'm like going 65 miles an hour on the 10 West, and I'm like, and it's pouring rain, and I'm like trying to keep composure, and I was like, "Holy fuck. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow." So that was like that's when I found out.
I feel like that's like the oh my God, you're a porn star moment. Like when you get your first
Mm.
AVN nomination, because like before that, you're like, okay, I'm doing stuff on my own. I'm getting little things here and there, and then I feel like that's like the big one where you're like,
Oh fuck.
this is fucking real now.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. And then the next person I called was my mom. Well,
Oh,
I didn't call my best friend. The first person I called after I found out was my mom.
that's so
Um,
sweet.
yeah. She watched the Pamela Anderson documentary like months ago.
Hmm.
And then she called me and she goes, "So I just got done watching the Pamela Anderson documentary, and now I have seen both her and you stand in front of the same step and repeat banner and get photos." And she was just like a proud mom. Like she knows what I do. She's very proud of me. I'm
Yeah.
grateful to have that. But yeah, that's how I found out, and that's the first person I called.
Is your Midwestern family? So my Midwestern family at first was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're moving to California to pursue porn. There's no way it's gonna work out, right? But
Mhm.
then once it worked out, everyone's like, wow, you made it. You live in California and you're from our small town. And then when I finally I won Camp Performer of the Year a few years back, and then that was like when all my family was like full in, grandma posting about it, like all this stuff. Have you kind of had like the same thing where with Midwestern family being a little apprehensive at first, and then as you've kind of been able to, establish yourself in this, get more support?
Uh, my mom has always been supportive. Her biggest concern is that I'm happy.
Oh.
And so when I told her that, like, and like I have put my mother through the ringer. She has done so much for me. I love her dearly. And I like I have put that woman through the ringer. And she says it nicely where she's like, "All my kids have different issues. Yours just happen to be X, Y, and Z." And I was like, "Yeah, some might say that's bigger or worse or more difficult." Um, but so her and I, we've gotten to this point of like when I told her like I was doing porn,
Hmm.
that was like low bar. She was just like, "Okay, uh, like, do you want to be doing this? Does it make you happy? And like, how can I support you?" And so like, I mean, every time I drive to Vegas for shoots,
Hmm.
on the drive, I call my mom, and I'm just like,
Oh.
I'm going to Vegas, and then we chit chat for a while. Like, I don't tell her like, the nitty gritties. She doesn't want or need to know that. Um, but she just wants to know that her daughter's happy and
Yeah,
thriving, and I am.
that's so
Um,
amazing.
mhm. And she's
That's so
also pushed back
special.
on me, like a good mother does. And then I have three sisters, and um, all three of them I think are just like, you do you. We love you. We care about you. Like we don't really talk about it. My older sister, her and I actually just had a conversation though that was like, Yeah, I might like I think I'd want to hear more about that, you know? But it's not a prominent topic of conversation, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's really great though. Yeah, I think there's just I think like Midwesternness is so I think reserved that I feel like
Mhm.
people really like don't like stuff getting out, but then once someone is from your hometown and has done something, I think there can be a really like fast flip on how people view that. But I
Mhm.
also feel like I was completely delusional when I was still living in the Midwest. I'm like, I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna become a porn star. It's all gonna work out. Now looking back, I'm like, what the fuck was I saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's like the dream, the Hollywood dream, uh, is like I mean I am in awe of people like you who started 11 years ago of these these girls starting in their 20s or teens.
yeah.
Um, I would have been chewed up and spit out and
I
like
mean, I was like,
uh
I mean, just like those first few years when you're still in your like early 20s and stuff, and especially when I started, I was like usually like the youngest girl in the room, so it was like very much a different
mhm.
experience of like you're not in the position of power and you're having all these people in their 30s and 40s kind of be like, no, this isn't how this industry works. You have to listen to us. And I wasn't really that person. I wasn't really like, oh yeah, of course trans girls can't sub. I'm like, no, I can. I promise you I can.
Yeah.
You know? So what are you feeling going into AVN? We're like 2 weeks away. This is gonna be released to the week of AVN.
Mhm.
How are you feeling going into this whole big thing? Obviously, you've already had a taste, but now you're like in the middle of the storm with 3 nominations.
Yeah. The first thing that came to my head is I'm still trying to figure out what I'm wearing.
It's yeah.
Um, I need to go to the tailor for two dresses, and then I think I'll feel better. Um, I I'm mostly really like so I'm signing two booths. One
hmm
is I'm signing with Groovy, um, and then I'm also going to be at the fetish only booth. Um, and it feels really like exciting. Like I like signing's exhausting, like but
It's so much.
it's exciting at the same time, and I'm really just like embracing that like discomfort.
hmm
Um, like I'm not a very social person. Like
hmm
I'm so like when it comes to me and like people, like my autism really shines a lot of times, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't. What are we talking? What I don't, what?
Yeah.
Sure. Um, but I'm really excited to go to this show and to see people that I've worked with, see people that I want to work with, see
hmm
people that I don't want to use the word admire because I feel like that puts people on a pedestal, and like no matter how popular or like not popular you are doesn't
hmm
make you any more or less valuable, but like people that like I admire their work, and I'm like this is
Yeah.
a level of recognition I aspire to. And like I have a couple like I'm going to like a dinner, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to a company dinner. This feels like it feels like I've made it,
Girl,
and
you
I'm only
have
just beginning. Thank you. Thank you.
like for real, like most performers in their entire career, like getting one AVN nomination is that, and that you in your first year you got three. It's like a really big deal. Like you're really doing fucking amazing. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, it's
It's pretty wild.
I'm like, if there's nothing else this podcast does, I just love hyping up performers and being like, no, you're doing something super special. Like, you really are. And like, that it's so cool that this is like your first year in porn and you're getting this much recognition and for like these big awards. And especially because it's your first year, you don't know. You could win the Best New Starlet one. And like, that'd be fucking massive, you know?
Yeah, there's always a potential. I'm all like, I mean, the girls that are in this category are just like powerhouse women.
It is like really crazy. I was talking with Kayla Luna about this. Where it's like there's these girls who are like 18 now and they're like, oh yeah, I transitioned when I was like 12 and I knew I
Mm.
wanted to do this my entire life. And you're just like, okay, I have to compete against that girl now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, yeah. And like, I don't know, maybe this is, comes with being 35
Hmm.
and I used to work in the nonprofit industry and I would put on training programs around the United States. I put on like 20 plus training programs for
Hmm.
people coming from different marginalized communities. Um, and during all of that, I really learned a lot about um, myself and about people and about
Hmm.
how to like, bring people together, how to create spaces for people to exist authentically as themselves. Um, I'm getting back to porn. And
You can take as long of a trek as you. I mean, that's this is why it's long form. As I said earlier, I'm like, yeah, I didn't like being like cut off by BBC and like all that bullshit. So this is like, if you have a long rambling story, this is the place for it. Go for it.
we love.
Yeah.
Um, and as part of these training programs, there were like national competitions
Hmm.
that we were training for. And what this organization that I like created and ran started doing was shifting a lot of the conversations from like I'm competing against to like
Hmm.
I'm competing alongside
Yeah.
and encouraged these trainees to like not fit the mold of who they saw take second place last
Hmm.
year, not take the mold of they saw take first place, not take
Hmm.
the mold of me who took second place, like not do what they saw, but rather to show up and be like, this is the music that I like. This is the
Yeah.
way I like to, prepare cocktails. Like this is
Hmm.
whatever. I'm keeping this kind of intentionally vague because I keep that part of my life kind of separate from this part. Um, and so in this same way, like I think like you've brought up Kayla Luna a few times. Like I
Hmm.
can't wait to meet her. Like we've engaged on the internet.com so much.
Hmm.
We're both nominated for similar categories.
Yeah, you are. You're two out of the three nominated for the
Yeah,
same categories. And I
yeah.
had another person on the podcast who's nominated for your other category too, which I did not try to
Hey,
do. So hopefully
hey.
one of y'all win.
Um, and like I don't see myself as necessarily competing against Kayla or
Hmm.
competing against Eris Jolie or Bella. Like we're all, if we can find a way to like work together, there is
Hmm.
space for all of us. There's enough studio work for all of us. There is enough collaborating for all of us. There are definitely enough fans for all of us. And like, I would love, love, love to see more dismantling of like cliques in the popular crowd and like the
Hmm.
mean girl ideas. And like, the deeper and deeper I get into this industry, I think some of like the mean girl aesthetic is projection. um, where, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not trying to discredit anyone's feelings or
Hmm.
like what has happened to people. Like your experiences are real and are
Hmm.
yours and are valid. Um, and some of the people that I have been like, nervous to approach, because of like this perception that I felt that they were kind of thing,
Hmm.
has really shifted. And they were far more approachable and far more like warm and kind and just like professional. And they're like real people. We are all just real people.
Hmm.
And so I think coming into this now at 35, well, 34 technically is when I started. Um, if I would have been 22 and starting, like I would have shifted myself to fit whatever molds.
Yeah.
Like I just wasn't as confident or as like centered.
Yeah.
Where now it's like I'm working my ass off, but I feel like I have like a trajectory, like the rocket I'm on, the rocket that I'm like
Hmm.
holding.
Yeah.
Like I know at the end of the day that this is a rocket I could turn off if I need to.
Yeah. And I think that's like the real difference than when you're 22, where you don't have like the other life experience behind it, where you know
Hmm.
how to function as a person outside of porn, where I feel like when people who get into it very young, it feels like it's everything. And
Yeah.
also, like, I think porn's a lot nicer and more supportive of a place than it was 15 years ago, where it
Hmm.
was still very much, there wasn't really that much opportunities to just make your own content. So it was like very controlled by these studio heads.
Yep.
And back then, directors were more kind of a guy who owned a camera than
Hmm.
someone who, you know,
And
who's a
Susie Q.
filmmaker.
And Susie Q and
Yeah.
Michael Vegas were like the first, sorry, I like like I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, I'm totally down to talk about Susie a million percent any day of the week. Like, I love her
Mine,
so much.
the first like big shoot I was on
Hmm.
was immediately following the tease. It was the bottom floor second coming.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't believe that I was like allowed on this set. I mean, I can
Hmm.
like um I'm a hot trans girl who loves BDSM, of course.
Yeah, like you
You know,
totally fit this whole Suzy Q adjacent world. Like if you were in
yeah.
the Bay Area 10 years ago, you would
Oh,
have totally been in the same porn scene.
yeah.
Like there's no doubt. Like I get that vibe off of you already. I'm like, wow, if you were another trans girl in this scene, like getting like topped and shit, I'd be like, fuck yeah. We probably live in the same
Yeah,
neighborhood.
probably.
Yeah.
Um, and so I mean at this point I have like 132 followers in my bank
Hmm.
account. And so I'm on the bottom floor. And before we even get started, there's 35 people in this BDSM orgy.
Yeah.
She goes around person by person, it's all recorded,
Hmm.
and reads the consent documents,
Yep.
asks the person, is there anything you want to add, change, edit, explain, extrapolate? She asks clarifying questions. Sometimes we'd spend 10 minutes on a person, sometimes we'd spend 2 minutes on a person.
Hmm.
And it was so intentional. Some people would like raise their hand later and be like, oh my goodness, actually, like this is really important to me, X, Y, and Z. And it took like an hour or so to go through the
Hmm.
consent talk. And like, of course, I'm not going to remember, you know, Sophia Locke was there. That was the day I met Sophia Locke. It's like, of
Hmm.
course, I'm not going to remember Sophia Locke's like all of this next to Christian Wilde, next to
Yeah.
Haskell Holland, next to all these people. But it set the standard of we are all here.
Hmm.
And what matters most are people's autonomy.
Hmm.
And if you don't know, ask. And if you're like in a space where you feel uncomfortable, like try to say something and it should
For
be
sure.
like uncomfortable or just like I need to slow down or like whatever. Like you have that power to stop. And it was really empowering. It was just, and that was like the first, that was before I did a shoot with Groovy even. Like it
Hmm.
was like really early on. And I mean, so technically, like all the bottom floor was nominated across AVN and XBiz, and like
Hmm.
I'm included in those nominations.
Yeah, you
Cool,
are. That's so badass. I'm so glad Susie brought that back. I
right?
used to, yeah, I worked at the Armory for I think like 4 years. That's what ultimately moved me out to California. And those upper
Mhm.
floor parties, there was not that checklist back then. So I moved out here when I was 21, 22, and I worked in the Armory as a cam performer, but on the upper floor, anyone could go if you worked in the
Okay.
building. and it was free alcohol and
Oh
free
no.
food. But when you're like 21 from the Midwest, you're like, I'm paying $50 to go out and then go to a fetish bar and do this stuff anyway. And then I'm like, wait, and I get to perform? Even if I'm not getting paid for it, I can try to outperform these cis girls who are in the main scene.
Period.
All right, let's do this shit.
Hmm.
But then looking back now, I'm
Totally.
like, I gave all these crazy performances for essentially free
Mm.
for champagne, which when you're 22, you're like, hell yeah, I was drinking, Fireball in a college 6 months ago, like, but like that they brought that back. Do you know the series Public Disgrace?
I don't think I do.
It was another kink.com series with this Princess Donna, and it was essentially you would like she would bring a girl into like a public space like a nightclub or like a grocery store, and then they would just like do a public humiliation scene and the girl would get gangbanged wherever. So we also brought that back the same time Susie brought the bottom floor back. And I'm like, I just love that everyone's just kind of like picking at the carcass of the armory and just being like, actually, we're reviving this on our own terms and just making it really queer and really trans inclusive.
Hmm. Uh,
Yeah. But I love that you were part of that. And yeah, Susie, 100%.
mhm. Yeah. So I think like that's just it's so good to have that energy of directors.
Hmm.
And I think like I mean that crew is nominated for so many things
So
this
many
year.
things.
And like it just goes to show that we can have positive like performer centric shoots.
I think it's like so great that like the top directors of the industry, Susie and Michael, Caden Cross, Ricky Greenwood, like they're just such
Mhm.
genuinely good people and such talented filmmakers and like genuinely care about queer and trans people
Mhm.
that like 10 years ago in this industry it was not that way. And it's just like gives me so much hope for the future that I'm like I feel like the right people at the top of like mainstream porn are winning the awards and getting nominated and acclaim. That just like gives me so much hope because like when I got into porn it was fucking horrific. Like slurs everywhere, especially for trans women, and just like even the porn that was winning was just stuff that I couldn't relate to. But now it's just like there's so much like true cinema being made within our like medium.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful in many ways. Like it's
Yeah.
different. Like there's still like, the dark side of the industry and like,
Yeah.
but it's good to hear from like from you who's been like around for a while, like that you are noticing a shift.
Yeah. I think porn's in a lot better place. Like even just like the mental health resources that are in this industry now were not when I started. Like I always like to tell my partner this. I'm like, if you were a girl who had like an anxiety attack on a set when I started porn, it'd be like blacklist her. The bitch is crazy. Now there's like, oh yeah, there's like pineapple and there's like all these different things that you can do to get mental health resources that a director would do. Where when I started, this girl had a panic attack because she couldn't get hard. She's crazy and she shouldn't be booked again. It's just like so different than now. And it makes me so hopeful for like this next generation of performers, including yourself, that you guys don't have to deal with all the, bullshit that existed 15 years ago. And like, I think it's leading to like your generation of performers making better porn because you aren't being put in these uncomfortable situations or less of them.
Yeah, yeah. I think like different kinds of uncomfortable situations, but I would definitely agree with that. Like less of that. Like we're able to just be people.
Yeah.
At least that's been my experience. Um, and for that I'm really grateful.
Yeah, and I'm not saying all porn is perfect now. I'm not going down the it's a utopia, but
Everything's
like,
beautiful. It's just like rainbows and gumdrops.
yeah, industry is perfect. Everyone gets the awards. Everyone goes home happy. So I have a few more questions for you. I've had such a lovely conversation with you. I feel like we've dived through so much stuff, Midwestern repression,
Mm. Mm.
owning your own sexuality, coming to terms with your sexuality through the medium of porn. So much stuff. So, what would happen if you won on the 26th in Vegas? Like what would that mean to you? This is like an awe-taking question. I love that I'm getting the vibe from you. I might be mistaken, but that you haven't actually allowed yourself to think about that.
No, no, I really like, and I just, in just total raw transparency, like I just don't think I'm gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, same. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
like,
the fucking Olympics of porn. Like it's
and it's,
so hard.
yeah, I'm not saying it to be like self-deprecating or this like fake idea of like
Hmm.
this fake humbleness. Um, I like, I want to. Oh my God,
Right?
it would so just like I feel like I don't even need that external validation,
Hmm.
but it would really just be like that like validation of like what I'm doing is being seen and it's
Hmm.
being recognized and like I can make a career out of this.
Yeah.
And awards are awards. It's like we watch the Oscars every year. Like we
Hmm.
know that like these contests are more complicated than just who's the best performer or who's
Yeah.
has the best tits or whatever. Like there's a lot more like under rumbles
Hmm.
that happen. It's at the end of the day, like the awards don't dictate someone having a good career,
Yeah.
but they can open doors. Like if I won Best Trans Newcomer,
Girl, that would be fucking crazy. Like it's
like
possible, like, but like,
yeah, like it would just like I feel like studios look at certain categories and like
hmm.
I think best newcomer is a very like looked at category across all genders.
Yeah, I would say it's probably like the second most prestigious one you could win as a trans woman after Trans
Yeah.
Performer of the Year. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be, I mean, even just like us getting nominated, we're in the history books of like porn, forever essentially. Like when
Woo!
people look back in like 20 years or whatever and they look through all these names, your name's gonna be there forever.
That's true.
Like,
Ah, ah,
it's
ah, that's so cool.
it's so fucking cool. That's like I'm a total nerd for porn, as you can probably get already. But like I
Mhm.
love going through like all the old AVNs and stuff and looking year by year and like what it looked like in the 90s or the 80s. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy, but like there's all these performers who are gigantic names who a lot of them lost Best New Starlet too. And it's like if you win it, you are set up for a lot. Like
Mhm.
your career expectations go from another performer to be like, okay, are probably going to win Performer of the Year eventually. Like that's, I think, what it kind of says.
Yeah.
But like, I really hope you do. You're like, I feel
Oh,
like you're really doing it for the right reasons and really found yourself in this. And ultimately, that's like, this is gonna be the Disney twist. That's like, that's the real award is you found yourself in porn and, you definitely seem like someone who's very like happy having this be your medium.
I really am.
Yeah, it's so special. So I have one final question.
Mhm.
So let's say you win Best New Starlet, right? What are you doing the rest of that night in Vegas? Like, are you going hard as hell? Like, what is that? Also, am I invited?
Absolutely, you're
Okay.
invited.
I'm holding you
Um,
to that.
yes, absolutely. Also, if you win, let me know. Well,
Yeah.
if you win, like we'll just find each other, or we can also just, get together regardless.
Yeah, either way, we don't have to win. Or you can just like snag someone's trophy and just like run and then be like, we'll
Yeah.
replace the plaque later. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I can do that. I can fix that.
Yeah, be like, I won Best BBW, not up for the
Screaming.
category, but but yeah, do you have any sort of celebration plan? What do you think it would look like? Are you like big on partying? Are you big on weed? Are you big on drinking?
Uh-huh. Going out somewhere to like have a like dance. I love
Yeah.
dancing.
So like the
Um,
club.
yeah, and I don't go like clubbing as much anymore. I had my like drug-induced like hazes of
Yeah.
my early 30s, and I don't really do much of that anymore. But an award might an award deserves celebration.
I do have a warning. So the one like on stage award I ever won. So I was drinking before because I was like nervous and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I might actually win. So I was drinking like, I think it was like Coke and Jameson, which I never drank before, but I was like, Lady Gaga drinks Jameson. I should do this tonight. But then when you win, they start giving you champagne. And I was like, oh, it's not going to make me hungover because I won. It's victory champagne, right?
Screaming.
And then like at 4 a.m., that
Not
shit caught up with me
cute.
so hard.
Not cute.
No,
Yeah.
not cute. And I'm like sick, and like everyone else in my hotel room still sleeping. And I'm like,
But you have a
I
trophy.
did, right? And I had like a 7 a.m. flight. I'm just like, oh my God. So
Oh,
don't mix your alcohols. Like if you're
yeah.
gonna do one, just stick with it. That's a
Yeah.
big one. So we're going to the club after you win. Best new starlet. Also, like, imagine if you won all three. That would be
Oh my gosh. That's whoa.
right. But yeah, best of luck at AVN. I really hope we run into each other. I'm sure we will. I'm
I'm
gonna be
sure
there
we
the whole
will.
fucking week. Yeah, where can everyone find you on all the apps and your websites, anything else?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. This has been
Yes,
such a joy. I think you are
likewise. I'm so
a
glad we were
super
able to
brother.
connect and
Yeah.
yeah, very much in the same like porn world that's like kinky, but also being like, I want to think about it a lot. Like, I
Yep.
feel that. Yeah, emotions.
Trans woman.
Yeah.
What? Hyperfixation on something?
Yeah, for real.
As I'm like playing with magnets this whole time to, my fidget tool. Um, yeah, so I'm Gray Perrier, Grayperrier, like the color, like the water. Um, my website is grayperrier.com. Uh, my ex is at Gray Perrier. Instagram, who knows what handle I'll have at that point. It's a chronic deletion game, so
I'm hoping you have more than 32 followers now, right?
more than 32 followers. Yeah,
Good, good. I'm glad.
I'm almost at like 15,000,
Hell yeah.
which feels good for me, It's
Yeah, totally. Also, like in the world of social media now, like I never know the people who have like 500,000. I'm like, what is that actually from though?
yeah, and a lot of that is like, age, like social media, like
Hmm.
gaining traction used to be, it was different.
It was organic.
Yep. So yeah, at Gray Perrier, I'm on OnlyFans, I'm on ManyVids, I'm on Clips for Sale, Fansly. All of those links are at grayperrier.com, but if you just look for Gray Perrier, I should pop up right there.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and best of luck at AVN and XBiz too.
Thank you, you as
All
well.
right. Bye, everyone.